Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Pottycast, the JK Pottycast, and I'm Jim. And down there at the bottom of the screen is right next outside of Porta John is Yavo. He's starting to
I
drink.
got pretzels
He's got pretzels. He's also got
and grape drink.
communication issues. He's got comms issues, but we do have a great guest today. We have Dominic. So say hello, Dominic.
Howdy.
And my Porta John.
And in true Pottycast fashion, Dominic is in his bathroom on his throne. I'm in my bathroom in his throne, and Yavo is at the Porta John that I had delivered to his house a couple months ago.
I'm gonna die out here in this heat, man. It happened right here on camera. We're doing it live. We're doing it live.
What you drinking, Yavo?
Patience juice, so I can put up with this bad Wi-Fi.
When I come over there, I'm going to use that porta potty just to spite you.
I'm gonna beat you. This is what's gonna happen. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight in the parking lot right over there. All the neighbors are gonna take their cameras out, record it, and then I'm gonna put it on this podcast, and you're gonna have all the internet watch as your ass gets beat.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will, since you live in the hood now.
I do, don't I? You're talking about that.
Well, guys, this weekend is a big weekend. It's Mother's Day weekend, and everybody that's listening, watching us, has either had a mother or could be a mother or a mother lover. So everybody's connected in some way to a mother or some level. Some people were raised by their grandmother. Some people were raised by other family members that they consider a mother. But it's a very big holiday.
Happy Mother's Day.
And so we want to say Happy Mother's Day. And I wanted to kind of open up with just some quick facts about Mother's Day, and then we can just get into some discussion, share some stories. But Mother's Day there are more phone calls made on Mother's Day than any other day of the year. Approximately 122 million calls are made on the second Sunday of May every year. So for those of you listening, if you haven't picked up a phone to talk to your mom, pick up the phone, talk to your mom. Now, for me, my mother's been dead for a long
Not
time.
surprising. I would have thought it would have been like after the Super Bowl, so other people can say, "Hey, man, my team won, your team lost," and just shit talking back and forth. I thought it'd been like Super Bowl.
That's great. You cut him off right after he said his mother's been dead. That's great. That's great.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. And then for other people, their mothers are dead to them. So, where do you fall on that spectrum, Yavo?
I only say nice things to my mom.
That's a good boy.
She's a very nice lady.
Not my mama. But I'm grateful for every beating, scolding, and get my ass whooped. For times I didn't needed my ass whooped, but that made me who I am today.
All right. Well, another fact about Mother's Day, guys, is that it's the busiest day of the year for restaurants. So obviously a lot of folks that can't think maybe of the perfect gift to give their mother spends time with her, takes her to lunch, to dinner. So this weekend's going to be really busy for a lot of restaurants out there. So speaking of restaurants, has any of you ever been a waiter or worked in a restaurant business at all in your lifetime?
Yeah, McDonald's. I was a waiter and I got fired because I was a bad waiter. Being waitresses and waiters, tip your waitresses and waiters. So that job it's not easy. It's not easy. People are like, I want grilled cheese on sourdough with pepper jack, and I only want one side butter and the other side toasted. And as soon as you go to put it all in, you forget all of that.
But you said you was a bad waiter, so tell me one of your bad waiter stories.
When I had this large family and they ordered all this food I couldn't remember, and I brought back all the wrong food. And they were really nice, and I was really embarrassed because I was just like, who had the spaghetti? And they were like, no one, but we'll take it.
So wait, they took the wrong food that you brought to their table. They just said, we'll take it.
Yeah, they were nice.
Nothing wrong with some spaghetti.
They were nice. They were nice. I don't know if they were just more afraid of me or if they were being nice, but either way.
Hmm. What about
Afraid
you,
of you. You're
Yabo?
like 30 pounds too little to be afraid of anybody.
Yeah, but
My first job was Chuck E. Cheese, and I was the mouse. I was the game fixing guy, and I'm pretty sure I also doubled as a bouncer because there was a lot of drunk stepdads coming in there, and then they drink too much, and then you got to throw them out, and they don't want to go, so you got to get them a cab and make them go.
I
and
And
they
didn't
paid
know.
you.
I will say,
They paid you in pizza.
yeah, I got paid in those Chuck E. Cheese coins. I'm pretty sure because there wasn't much money in my paycheck. But yeah, my first job was Chuck E. Cheese, and I got fired. And I'll let you guys just imagine what I got fired for. But yeah, you throw some tokens at a couple of kids who are throwing feast letters and beating up the mouse, which is me and probably in the mouse costume sometimes. At some point, you're just gonna be like, all right, we're gonna start fighting back, and they're like, you can't fight the herd of 12-year-olds and the herd of 6-year-olds. You got to go. So that was my
At least
first job, and I learned that fighting small children was probably not the way to go.
and that's the way y'all go learn how to fight.
Wait,
Wow.
What's
I
pretty
want to
funny
back
is
it
that there
up.
was a Marine Corps recruiter. There was a Marine Corps recruiter that came into the Chuck E. Cheese. I swear, he put his business card on the table, and everyone that worked at Chuck E. Cheese was like, "Sign me up."
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to back up a bit, Yabo, because you mentioned something at the very beginning of this talk about Chuck E. Cheese, and I want to talk about this a little more. You wore the ratty, falling apart, fur coming out Chuck E. Cheese suit.
Yeah, man.
Did they
Everyone's
make
got
you
to make
do?
that first job.
Did they make you
I'm
do
not
any
gonna lie.
dances or anything
I
like that
love
when you
Chuck
wore the
E.
suit?
Cheese.
Yeah, it was hot, and you can't see what's going around you very much. So if you get beat up by a bunch of like 6-year-olds or whatever, because you think, oh, they're only like six, man, when there's 30 of them, it's like a mobster of little gremlin children. At some point, you just start covering your vitals and hope they don't bite you.
Yeah, I love Chucky. Speaking of Mother's Day, when I was a kid, I wanted to see Chucky so bad. My mom told the manager, and the guy in the costume, they said he was on break. So he put on the costume and pretended to be asleep in the break room just so I can go in and see him sleep. And I'm like, oh, okay, Chucky is asleep. And then I just left him alone, and I was happy. That's one of my best childhood memories of my mom.
So speaking of
Yep.
memories with our mothers, one of my earliest memories of my grandmother, actually, who passed away a few years ago. But my grandmother, my earliest memory is walking with her through a park with my feet in the sand in Florida. We were in the Brandon, Florida area, which is not too far from where you are, Yahoo, if I'm correct.
Florida be Floridan.
Yeah, he doesn't know. Ty doesn't know. He
So
doesn't even
what's
know
one
where
of
he is
your
right now.
early fond memories of your mother, guys?
Ty, go first. Because I want to know.
No, I went last with the Chuck E. Cheese story. You're up, bub. You got
Earliest,
it, guy.
earliest memory of my learning to tie my shoe. Definition of tough love. We were going out to the mall, and she said, "We're not leaving until you learn how to tie your shoes." And that was the most intense hour of my life. I tell you what, I learned how to tie my shoes. And she
So
was serious. We weren't leaving.
what was the method you learned to tie your shoes with? Was it the
I'm
rabbit
left
ears?
I'm left-handed. So whatever I do it backwards. So if you're right-handed, you probably wouldn't understand the way I tie my shoes. But I cross them, and then I make the loop, go around the loop, and then pull it through. And that's it. I'll never forget that because she was serious. She was like, "I'm not tying your shoes anymore. You're gonna learn how to tie your shoes right now."
All right, some tough love.
Yeah.
You fix it.
Said the Marine.
So another thing about growing
You
up
guys got
with
all
your
these like
No,
you
it's
guys got
Scott's
all these
turn.
like warm and like touching, loving stories and whatnot. I was thinking about it for a second. The story I got is I went over the handlebars on my face, and went over the handlebars on my bike, busted my face, left a blood skid in the background over there, and my folks were like, "Hey, we have stuff to do. We're not gonna, be ready to take you to the doctor or the hospital or whatever for a couple of minutes. So just hang out." So I got to hang out with with a shirt and a ball and just bleed into my face until it was time to go. And then we went to the doctor. Yeah.
I think to them it was an improvement.
Stories. Hey, I'm the prettiest girl with the ball. I don't care what anybody says. I'm just gonna be the prettiest girl with the ball.
At
I'm
the blind ball.
I'm gonna rock that confidence forever.
Yeah, they love them in the Marines. I'm pretty sure they did. They call them slippery shower shoes.
If you wear dress blues, it doesn't matter. If you wear dress blues, it doesn't matter how messed up your face is because you're wearing dress blues. That's how you do it.
Okay.
If you're ugly as sin, join the Marine Corps. There's the pitch.
If you don't know what dress blues are,
join the Marines.
Dress blues are the ones you see them wear in the commercials when they do the sword thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where's your sword, Yavo?
Where's my sword? You gotta buy those. They don't issue those things. They're like $400.
So you don't have a sword?
I mean, you gonna get me a sword? I'll take it. I'll hang it right up there. You want to go on coldsteel.com and get a sword. I made a porta-john, and now there's a porta-john in my backyard.
With that being said, let that be our first shameful plug. Wait, our first shameful plug
is sword in my backyard.
Anyone listening to this,
I'll fight the neighbors with it.
Anyone that's listening to this podcast that wants to be the one to buy Yavo a Marine sword, what is the website they need to go to, Yavo?
They sell one on coldsteel.com.
Coldsteel.com.
They're like $400 last night. They're not cheap.
Coldsteel.com.
This is how I ended up with This is how I ended up in a porta-john with my backyard.
Anyone who wants to buy Yavo a sword, contact me through our social. Message me through our socials. Once I vet that you're legitimate, I will get you an address to mail that sword to. So anyone out there, and we will shout you out, etc. So that's our first shameful plug.
No, he can only have a sword if he does the sword tricks. That's the only way I'll accept that.
I gotta do sword manual.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see an alcoholic do sword manual in his backyard next to a porta shitter.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do. In your dress blues.
In your dress blues.
Dude, I've been out of the Marine Corps. I can't fit into my dress blues. How am I gonna fit into them? That ain't gonna work.
If that's not worth $400 for someone listening to buy Yavo a sword, so he'll wear his dress blues and do a little sword routine on the podcast. There it is.
I ain't doing it. The answer's no. Put your wallets away. The answer's no. I ain't doing it.
Yavo said he wasn't going to do this podcast unless I bought him a porta-john, and there you see him, this porta-john.
Yeah.
And I'm out here in the Florida heat, and there's the sun beaming. Why I'm not sitting down? Because the sun's beaming right into it, and it's like a trillion bazillion degrees, and I spray painted it and cleaned. You want to know how much bleach went into this porta-john?
No, Kai, we don't want to.
That is my 7th bottle of bleach that went into this porta-john. 7.
Yeah, and when I use it, it'll be your 8th when I get down there.
I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna fight you over that.
Yavo, you could probably put some shades up there in the door.
I'm just saying, if I had a porta-john in my backyard, I would be using it.
Yeah, but how are you gonna empty it?
Just pay for them to empty it.
I got a shop bag. I could probably shop back it all out.
Google it. I sat on a bucket for a year and a half, so I'll figure it out.
So guys,
all right, now it's time for you to talk about your bucket. Let me hear
about your bucket.
This bucket you speak of. Tell me about the bucket.
I lived in a van for like almost 2 years, and I had a 40-gallon Down by the river. I
Down
actually
by
did
the
live
river.
down by the river. Had a
Down
40-pound
by the river.
a 40-pound Home Depot bucket. It was blue. And I didn't have a seat, so I used to sit on the
river.
I used to sit on the rim of the bucket. And then Kai was like, or Yava was like, you don't have a toilet seat for your bucket? I'm like, no. So I brought a date over his house, and he's like, I got a present for you. And he pulls out this seat and says, here, you can put this,
I
it
love you.
snaps into your bucket. So now you don't have to sit on the rim of your bucket in front of the girl I brought over.
Well, you were hanging out with her down by the van in the river, shitting in a bucket. I got you. I upgraded you, man. You're a piece of shit.
Wait. How did the rest of that date go?
It was good.
Fantastic.
I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed, but yeah, because she knew the situation. But just handing me a toilet seat in front of your first date, it's just like, wow.
I got you.
Well, you know,
I'll let you
Dominique,
know.
you could
I'm
say
here for you.
You could
For
say
all
she
your
was
bowel
willing.
movement. I'll hook you up.
She was willing to put up with your shit.
Yeah.
So guys,
Don't even ask the man how often he cleaned the bucket because the answer is never.
So getting back to today's theme of Mother's Day, what are some ideas of whether it's something you've gotten your mother or you've heard someone else got their mother? Let's talk about what are the best gifts to give a mother on Mother's Day for anyone listening that wants some inspiration from us. What are some gift ideas?
For a podcast called the Pottycast, we skipped over shit in a bucket really fast. There was not a single Taco Bell joke about how he's driving through a Taco Bell and literally has the bucket in the van.
Well,
like, that's high right there. That's like living in the year 3000.
I had to time my poops because I have to sleep in the van, so you can't poop in the middle of the night, or you have to get rid of it. So I can only poop during the day.
You was a day pooper.
not a night walker, huh?
I'll tell you what though.
Ninja shitter.
The woman I married used the bucket, and I knew she was the one. That's what I knew she was the one.
Was that where the bar was?
Yeah.
That's a litmus test.
If you shit in this bucket.
If a woman's not willing to be with you when you're shitting in a bucket, she's not willing to be with you when you're shitting in a throne. Or not worthy of being with you when you're shitting in a throne.
That's right. And I married her.
And you tell her she's a princess every day.
Yep.
Jeez. So
if she's watching this, hey.
So guys, what is some gift ideas for moms on Mother's Day? And don't say buckets.
That's
you get them a nice hold the bucket.
What would you get your mom for Mother's Day?
I got her a card and some cupcakes. The mail order cupcakes, mail them the cupcakes, and then, all the flavors and stuff. Those things aren't cheap. But I got cupcakes and she got a card.
Wow.
Okay.
I would have thought you did a little better.
What about this porta-john in my backyard made you think I would do any better? I'm day drinking in the hot ass sun with melted ice and a porta shit in my backyard. What made you think I'd do better?
I don't know.
I'll wait.
You have you have a high end mom, so I thought she would get a high end gift.
She might be high end, but I ain't. I'm me. I'm just some guy, man. Some guy hanging out in Florida. Florida is basically America's Jumanji. All right, so I'm just hanging out in Jumanji land, just doing my Jumanji day.
I've heard. My mom.
I've won all day or anything. It's been great.
My mom doesn't. We're not a hugging family. If you get that, We don't hug. We don't do none of the lovey-dovey stuff. So the best thing I can give my mom would probably be money, because
I gave your mom a
we
hug.
don't. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, I know, and it was awkward. It's always awkward.
Hmm.
Yeah,
All right.
but yeah.
Oh shit!
You all right there?
I dropped pretzel. Don't worry. 5-second rule. It's good.
5 second rule. Well, let's take this into some humor, guys. Growing up, obviously the easy
What have
button
you
or
been doing?
the button
That's
that
all I
always
Yeah.
got.
took a nerve with every young man growing up through school is the ultimate insult is when someone went after your mom, right? You know, whether it was like the classic your mama joke or just talking about your
Your mama's
mother.
so fat she has her own solar system. Your mama is so ugly. The entire world put on a mask and made up a disease called COVID. So she'd put on a mask.
No,
Those are the jokes.
more like your mom was so fat she jumped in the air and got stuck. Or your mom was so
I
fat
like that one. It's good.
she's so fat that she puts on a belt with a boomerang.
She played fool with the planet. Straight
How
up.
about your mama's so poor, ducks throw bread at her?
Or your mama's so fat she puts aluminum foil on her head and looks like a baked potato.
Your mama's so ugly they have conventions to get her to leave.
Oh shoot.
Your mama's so old she knew Burger King when he was a prince.
Yeah.
Your mama Your mama eats so much of the pretzel, consider every time they put salt, it's a salt in the peanuts to make her run. That one don't make no sense. I'm roll with it. I don't care.
Like, what? Your mama's teeth are so yellow when she smiles, traffic slows down.
Yeah.
Like you guys got the internet. You're Googling these things. I don't have that many memorized.
So Todd never got capped on in school. He was too busy getting kicked out of them.
I mean, that's all right. I would be angry, but I don't hear a lie either. So, see, after the first or second mama's joke, just kick him in the chest. Standard operating procedure. Just kick him in the chest. And Dominic, you got to remember, like, I'm 200 pounds, right? You're like what? Like 160, 120, 130? Something
Back
like
then,
that?
no. Back then, I was like 60
Man,
pounds.
if I kick you in the chest, you're going to go 6 feet that way. That's how that works.
Yeah.
Is this kind of like that Rick James kick on Chappelle's show where he gave him the front kick and he was like, raw?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got to go watch the movie 300. I just got to be like, this is Florida. Straight up.
No.
I do it about that high because I'm old now. I can't do my. Once you hit 30, you can't be doing those Spartan kicks anymore. You get old, you can't do them no more.
I don't think Kai knows who Rick James is.
Bitch.
Yeah, we'll send you some links to watch later.
Links. Get you some culture. It's for the culture. I don't think he knows what for the culture is.
Apparently, you're not hearing the words falling out of my mouth.
So, what is the worst?
On Yavo second right here. What's happening? This fine. Is Ashton Kutcher going to pop out the corner because I'm getting punched? Is that what's about to happen?
So, guys, what is the worst thing you've ever done that made your mother the maddest? Or she just laughed because you was doing something so ridiculous. So, what's the most ridiculous thing you've done, or the thing that pissed your mother off the most, made her the most mad you've ever seen?
Me and my friends tried to take a go-kart. We set ourselves on fire. Engine exploded.
Wait, you set yourselves on fire. Why?
We were trying to make a go-kart, and I don't know how engines work. And then one or more people may have been on fire at some point.
Oh shit.
So this was not on purpose.
I mean, even when your job is welding, I don't think you ever light yourselves on fire on purpose. When you're welding, you may get lit on fire, but you just kind of learn to deal with it because you got to finish that bead. You know what I'm saying? But no, I don't think anyone lights themselves on fire on purpose.
Okay, I didn't know if you was trying to do a stunt or something you saw on TV. That would have been funny.
I just wasn't a good mechanic. That's why I work on computers now, because I'm not a mechanic.
Okay,
You
so
can't
it
light.
gets
It's
the
real. It's a
age
lot
there.
harder to light a computer on fire.
So what was your mom's reaction to that?
I'm gonna say general disappointment, but at the same time, no surprise. Yeah, not much
Wow.
surprise, but there was some general disappointment.
Wow. No whooping, no punishment.
You had it on easy street.
Wow.
I had a blessed childhood. Yeah, you're up, Dominic. Go for it.
My mama used to be like, when you go to school, I don't want no teachers calling me. I don't want you acting up. I don't want to hear nothing. And I would do all three. I was so bad. When I came home, there would be a belt hanging outside of the porch. You know how where people hang their gardens up, their little hanging garden plants?
Yeah.
They would hang a belt right there. Because
I like it.
it was
Set the
over.
expectations. Yep, makes sense to me. I got it.
What about you, Joe?
So my foster mother, we lived in central Louisiana and out in the country in the sticks, and we had like a chicken coop. And it was like a low ceiling on the chicken coop. Like I had to hunch over because I was about 6 foot when I was in like fifth, sixth grade. And remember, we had some buckets in the coop for the chickens to lay eggs in. And then one day I reached my hand in because every day you just reach your hand and grab the eggs, put them in a little basket. But one day I was reaching in and I turned to look before I grabbed what was supposed to be the eggs, and there was a snake there. And my ass just tore half the chicken coop apart, getting out of the chicken wire coop. And since I destroyed the door to the chicken coop, the chickens started getting out. And I'm panicked. I'm trying to explain to her there was a snake. There was a snake. She got so pissed because of the chicken coop being destroyed and the chickens getting out everywhere that it didn't matter that I almost grabbed the snake because she was like, "You dumbass! That was a chicken snake. It ain't gonna hurt you." But to this day, snakes are on the top of my phobia list, and yeah, I was about the maddest she ever got at me. But you know
Yeah, I don't
what?
like snakes
I
either.
did learn during that time in the country. I learned how to hypnotize a chicken.
Never heard of that. How do you hypnotize a chicken?
So you take a chicken. Once you got it,
Putting the KFC mask on.
what you do? No, you take the ground, a flat piece of patch of
Crispy
ground, and
motherfucker.
you take your finger or a stick and you draw a line in the ground about at least 10, 12 inches on the ground. You take its beak and you set it at the beginning of the line and you hold it there for a second, and then you slowly back away from it, and the chicken will keep his beak on that line for almost indefinitely until you interrupt the chicken.
Call it FEMA. That's not great. That's not nice.
Yeah,
Nope.
yeah. PETA just texted me right now. They said you're going to Twitter jail. You're going straight. All the skittle-haired people said they voted on it. You're going to Twitter
Yep.
jail
Yep.
right
How
now.
dare you?
Yep.
How dare you?
Trying to have a nice podcast over here. You're talking
Yeah.
over here how you're,
What?
assaulting chickens and whatnot.
And I love chicken. You can't tell.
Wait. How do you like your chicken cooked?
How do you what?
How do you like your
How do you
chicken
make them
cooked?
cook, or how do you make a chicken cook?
Cooked.
Oh.
How do you go down to the best fried chicken in the world? I don't care what anyone says. Is at Lawson's in Japan. So you walk into any Lawson's, especially on Christmas, they got all their sales and stuff for fried chicken. That's the best fried chicken you'll ever have in your entire life. Is at Lawson's.
Yeah.
Anywhere in Japan, they're on every street corner.
Yeah.
Lawson's in Japan?
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people
That's
don't
what they do for Christmas. They do
recognize.
fried chicken for Christmas.
Yeah, no,
Delicious.
but Cornish hen. Cornish hen is the best kind of chicken there is. And a lot of people don't know what a Cornish hen is.
It's a small chicken.
Yeah, those are the
It's a
best
tiny chicken.
chicken. You could bake a Cornish hen, you'll be set.
My buddy Brian up the road, he has I think like 40. Now that was uncalled for. I start mentioning chicken, you start pooping yourself.
The fumes are
All right.
coming through. So talking about chicken and food, what is your favorite dish that only your mom could make?
My mom don't cook. She's a nice lady though.
She could pour cereal.
What's that in the Forrest Gump and Bambi and whatnot? Right, the Thumper rule. Long story short, she's a nice lady, but nah, she don't cook.
Well, for mine, it was one of my favorite dishes of hers was lasagna, but she only made it maybe twice a year. But it was definitely one of my favorite all-time dishes is lasagna.
Yeah.
What about you,
Yeah.
Dominic?
Well, that brings me back to the Cornish hen. My mom's the only person I've ever known to make me a Cornish hen to myself. No, I've never had it anywhere else ever. So whenever I think about it,
Why do you ask? I'll make you some.
How you weren't learned how to cook? Who taught you how to cook, Kai?
My wife will make you some. That's why I married a chef. I'm on my second glass. Would you doing a violin? You go back to music school.
So yeah,
Oh, that's hot.
Cornish hen. I've never had a Cornish hen.
Is what that is.
What my mom made for me. I've never had a Cornish hen. What about you, Jim?
It was lasagna. Lasagna was the best meal that she ever made.
What did she put in it? What was in
Oh
it?
man, she would I like the way she cooked the ground meat, right? She didn't just cook it in little bitty pieces, it was like in big chunks, not quite meatballs, but she would keep it like super chunky. And she would use cottage cheese instead of ricotta cheese,
Okay.
and just loads and loads of mozzarella, man. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. I love lasagna. No onions. I
What's
hate
your
onions.
favorite food?
Huh?
What's your favorite food?
My favorite food?
Yeah, go ahead.
Whatever your wife cooks.
Uh-oh. The Yama freeze.
I heard you heard that
There you
last
go.
comment. He just going off on a
Back.
tangent.
I said, what's your favorite food?
I said, whatever your wife
is
cooks.
Italian and Thai. He's having comms issues.
Oh man.
Well, look, at that, I think we can kind of wrap things up on the podcast because Yako's having comms issues. And, we kind of anticipated. I don't know if it's the weather or what's going on today, but
Yeah.
Yavo's already a few drinks in, and the heat is he's sweating a storm up over there. But I want to thank our guest today, Dominic, for joining us. I would love to have you back on anytime you're available, man. It's been great to have you on the podcast.
Oh, definitely. I hope to become a member soon. This is great.
Well, I would have Yavo say goodbye for everybody, but he's already did it through his background. So wait, is he coming back?
Yeah, my phone died. It's too hot out here.
We just said that.
Yeah, dude. I checked that thing. It's over 100 degrees out here. I got my phone sitting out here in the sun with me, and it died. It's too hot. You killed it.
Well, we decided to go ahead and wrap up since you was having some comms issues. But do you want to go ahead and say anything to everybody before we sign off?
Yeah, I'm trying to help people with cybersecurity stuff. I mean, good resume ad is I like whiskey too. But yeah, Yavos.tech. Go check it out. There's free stuff. Oh, there we go.
That's our shameful plug number 2. And that's been our Mother's Day episode. Thanks everyone for listening. And we'll see you next time on the JK Pottycast.
Bye.